Welcome to Apex Racing TV and welcome to iRacing Live. Sorry about the technical difficulties, but we are here. We are at the Canadian Tire Motorsports Park for the penultimate race meeting of the IMSA Sportscar Series. Drama right from the get-go. We'll post what we've missed on the Facebook page later on today, but Dennis Duna is leading the way. Second is Syandra, third is Nick Thiessen in the Daytona Prototypes. Fabrice Cornelis leading the way in the German GT3s ahead of Alessandro Baccalega and Ricardo Silva. And in the Rust E-Specs, it's Marcel Fassbender leading David Barraclough and Timo Escola. Problems for Dustin Hickman though. Big name in the Daytona Prototypes. He's already had to make an early pit stop. Good afternoon everybody, Adam Bath here with Andrew Woodhouse and Sam Kuma on the cameras. We've been working feverishly to get this, feverishly I should say, to get this broadcast on the air.
Beavering away maybe.
There we go, yeah. A good combination. Yes. And yeah, Mr. Woodhouse, Canadian Tire Motorsports Park, underway.
Yeah, it's fast, it's technical. Yeah, you need good commitment around here to be fast. Mosport, terrific circuit. I've already seen that Dennis Duna, who's just stretching his legs a little bit at the front. 1.3 seconds is his advantage. Fabrice Cornelis now lapping some traffic. He's got a bit of damage, Adam, on that, so where he's received that from, but Alessandro Baccalega, excuse me, in the Audi is putting him under a lot of pressure.
Yeah, good to see the BMW working well around this circuit. Always a big fan of that German GT3 car, and it seems to be working well in the corners, which is the stereotypical trait of the BMW Z4. And doing a good job ahead of the Audi of Baccalega in second, then Silva in third, having to deal with a bit of traffic here because Luigi Nespolino is starting to close in. They're just lapping the roof there of Michael Villa, pushing him out of the way a little bit there, and might allow the Audi of Shafranka to close in a little bit, going on to one of the fastest parts of the straight, the circuit.
Yeah, big long straight this. Got a fast right-hander at the end of it. Seen collisions in the past.
I can run you through the championship standings as well going into this penultimate race meeting of the season, as it's shaping up nicely here in the German GT3s. It is in the Daytona Prototypes. It is Marco Archdiacono leading the way, and rather crucially, because Dustin Hickman's off, this is going to allow him to get some pretty important points going into the final race meeting of the season, as Shafranka is now having to defend all sorts from Paul Ilbrink, who I believe is the championship leader in the German GT3s, and indeed he is, ahead of Zach Thomas, and then it's Alex Saunders third, Nespolino fourth, and Shafranka in fifth. And Paul Ilbrink, Andrew, we don't usually see him this far down usually. He's always qualifying on the pole positions in the German GT3 class.
No, he only qualified 16th, but he has been pretty strong during the races this season, the Dutchman, and we'll see what he can do about Johannes Shafranka here. You can't really pass at this point in the circuit. Oh, he gives him a nudge though, let him know he's there, although that seems to have slowed the BMW driver down.
It looks like it's incredibly difficult to slow the cars down through that section because you've got to brake, change gear and turn right at the same time.
Well, and make sure as well you don't understeer off the track on the outside as well, which is not a difficult thing to do around here. So Ilbrink with a bit more work to do after he slowed himself up really through that slow section.
I have to say, it's pretty easy to lose a car on the exit as well. You get that part right. You have a look at a car off. It is one of the Rust E-Specs, and is that an important? That looks like it looks like that is George Gruber in his rough. Yeah, he's gone back to the pits and joins quite a big list already. We got Gruber in the pits along with Borden in the German GT3s, and Jean-Francois Arsenault and Sir Sam Fitzpatrick also in the pits.
Thomas Gibson 4 laps down as well. I don't know what's happened to him. He doesn't have any damage on the Audi, so I'm not quite sure what's happened to Gibson.
Well, I've joined the session a bit late or
missed
something.
The start, yeah, possibly.
Yeah.
He did qualify though, didn't he? So
yeah.
He might have had to. You never know. It might have been the call of nature. It could be anything. As Archdiacono now up into third ahead of Thiessen. So something's happened to Thiessen. In terms of he's got a bit of damage as well on the front of the prototype.
What is he to do? Most of these cars we usually see have a bit of damage to them. Syandra though keeping Dennis Duna or keeping him honest in the early stages anyway. 1.6 tenths of a second is the gap between them, and it's been a good lap recently as well for Syandra, because at the start of lap 12, which is the lap we're on now, the gap was 1.2 seconds, so he's able to cut the deficit in half. And just look at the traffic they're now coming up to now, which are just loads of German GT3s, loads of roughs. This is going to close everything right up.
Yeah, and going to get boxed in here, isn't he, Duna? Really, a lot he can do is he's going to follow the German GT3 through. Oh, he's nearly lost it as Duna, but he rescues it. Oh, Andra nearly into the back of Marcel Heyman.
And that's bridged the gap a bit now. Gap up to 1 second. It was down to about 4 tenths before that moment happened. And I was about to say this is probably a good thing for Syandra, because all the traffic will be getting out of the way for Duna and making sure it stays out of the way for him. But yeah, it didn't work out too well there.
Not like that in the end, does it? And the damage to the Daytona prototype as well.
Heyman currently in 12th place in the German GT3s, I should just say. With laps up to 16th place overall, 9th in the German GT3s. Nilton Carvalho is the next to be lapped.
Very good battle in the rough C-spec going on between Timo Scola and Leonardo Corti.
Oh, brilliant.
Two men who've had a good season. Corti's been up there most of the time. Corti goes through, so it wasn't actually too difficult for him. He's also got damage on the front. There's so many damaged cars already in this race.
Could that just be because it's pretty difficult to overtake on this circuit? The corners are so wide and so flowing. You might have to get a bit physical to get the moves done.
Yeah, the old chrome horn, as you put it. But it was a bit like that last night in the BSR Kia Cup when we were at Lime Rock Park. It's very similar nature of the circuit.
Definitely, yeah. Lime Rock Park and Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. Yeah, I'll probably say this is just a big version of Lime Rock Park with just a few more longer straights. Marco Diacono has come into the pits with 28 minutes to go on the clock, so he's doing a pretty quick first stint, and could be rolling the dice here, trying to gain a few positions possibly.
He doesn't want to get held up, but the car went off in front of him. That's Daniel Buck, so if actually Diacono can get past him quickly, then yeah, which he has, then yeah, it could work out well for him.
Yeah, 9.6 second stop for Diacono, 27.6 pit lane time. Looks pretty scheduled to me. And we'll see how he can get on.
And slightly unusually for Marco Diacono this season, no damage on the front of that Daytona prototype. So, yeah, he's obviously having a much better run this time than he did. I remember he had an awful one at Le Mans earlier on in the season.
It just wasn't going his way at all at Le Mans as Syandra comes into the pits to make his stop.
Speaking of Le Mans, that's where you'll be later on tonight, isn't it?
Yes, the BSR Mazda MX-5 comes to an end this evening at Le Mans. Can't wait for that. That's going to be definitely interesting to watch.
Villegas, the third place man. Villegas has been in the wars. He's missing the whole front end. There's been a pile-up, Adam. There's been a pile-up on the main straight. There's some Audis involved.
Oh, it's
the 9 car of Blasco Vals and also the 23 of Dion Fialo. They've had an incident coming through the final corner.
Oh, Nick Thiessen had nowhere to go in all that. He had to go into the tyre barrier.
And that took out the BMW of... Oh, and there's a terrible rejoin. There's an awful rough on rejoin. There's a rough on the tyre wall. I don't know if we're getting all this, but absolute melee going on. Oh, and then Villegas comes round the corner again and sees just a car in his face, and that is a right mess. And that's one of the messiest ones I've seen in a long time. Whoever rejoined the track like that deserves to be
taken into a dark room.
Well, banned, I was going to say, but yeah.
Well, what's happened to Syandra?
It wasn't a great move up the inside, excuse me, by Dion Fialo. But then the rejoin by the 9 car was absolutely pitiful. Jorge Blasco Vals. Useless. Well,
there you go. Dennis Duna is going to be loving this because for some reason Syandra still hasn't rejoined onto the circuit, and Dustin Hickman's come into the pits for a second time. Syandra, he wasn't involved in any of the shenanigans in the final corner, but he's been in the pit lane now for a good over 2 minutes. So It's descending into a nightmare for him, and the same can be said for Dustin Hickman. I don't know what's happened to him, but he's also in the pits.
Andrew in the pits for 2 minutes, is it?
Yeah, Andrew in the pits for 2 minutes.
Not sure what's happened to him then. Unless he did have a meatball or something. There are not very many clean cars out there, but this is playing to the hands of Marco Arcidiacono, of course.
Yeah, he's now up to 5th place, and all 4 cars in front of him have yet to make a pit stop. What the gap's like, 31 seconds between Marco Arcidiacono and Dennis Duna, with a 27-second pit lane time. That's not going to put him too far away of Dennis Duna if it stays like this by the time Duna's pit stop comes around.
Well, as well, looking at Nick Thiessen, the front of his car wasn't that badly damaged in the end, so even though he had to he got roadblocked, not suffered too badly for it. It's just a slight damage on the front right corner, but really he's got away with one there. As that's Syandra back out now.
Syandra,
in 21st place, I think that is.
Yeah, 21st place, 7th in the Daytona prototypes, a 2-minute 19-second pit stop for Syandra. Disastrous for him, and he
got a clean car now.
Got a clean car. See if he can get back past all the German GT3s. Some of them are a lap ahead of him actually, but with 24 minutes to go.
He's 2 laps behind the man who's behind him now, if that makes sense. Nick Thiessen.
Yeah, and Thiessen, you would have thought that it would have been worse for him because he was involved in that contact with the wall, but it looks like it's better for him than Syandra at the moment. We'll check in the German GT3s. Our leader, Fabrice Cornelis, has got a 1.8 second lead over Bakalega in second there, and then it's a further second back to Silva third. Then 4/7 of a second between Silva and Nespolino. Those two just going on to the back straight now, and then 2 seconds back to Shafranka in 5th in that class at the moment.
Doing a good job in the lead there is Fabrice Cornelis. One thing I noticed, I don't know if you noticed as well, he got such a great start. And that's really what the advantage he's held since the green flag. I don't know whether it was... I don't know exactly how he took that great lead, but I don't know if everyone else was just sleeping.
We're going to rule it out, to be fair. And yeah, Cornelis, the Benelux driver, driving in the BMW who's always remembered in World Touring Cars and British Touring Cars back when we had standing starts for making good getaways. Yeah. It seems to have done so here in the rolling start. I have to say though, just on an off topic, great to see that BMW are committing a factory team to this year's British Touring Car Championship.
The British Touring Car Championship is looking to be fantastic this year, Adam. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, I wonder if I can scoop up some tickets to Brands Indy. I'll have to look at the funds for that. But yeah, looking...
So that's a fair way away from Manchester, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Maybe a trip to Alton Park in the summer. That wouldn't be too bad.
That's if we can get a week off.
Yes. Things are coming thick and fast here on Apex Racing TV, I must say. Yeah, into the pits.
Speaking of which,
yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No,
who's in the pits quickly, I was just and then I'll go for this one.
I was going to say Dion Fialo's into the pits, but I was just going to say that this could be the beginning of the scheduled stops in the German GT3s, but go on.
Well, Dion Fialo will be in the steward's office, I've got to think, after this one. Ricardo Silva versus Luigi Nespolino. The battle on the track, and the BMW coming on very strongly at the minute.
Definitely, yeah, and the BMW with the leader in Cornelis, proving that it handles pretty well around the circuit, and Nespolino's team, Team GT, I believe it is, well renowned for running this car. I think the first ever race I ever commentated on iRacing was a Team GT special event at Circuit of the Americas. I'm sure you can go through the archives to find a very nervous me doing that back in 2014.
Do that later on. But no, the BMW just seems to suit this array of fast corners around this circuit, and also it's going to be superior to the Audi over the curves as well. You know, the Audi will be having to avoid the curves, or maybe not so much in the BMW.
BMW, yeah, does tend to handle it a lot better.
And they're closing on Bakalega now as well. That's within a second.
Yeah, Bakalega having a few issues lapping Daniel Buck, it looks like, in the rough C spec. Probably going through that double right-hander. That's what's cost him a lot of time there. And yeah, this top three, well, this second, third and fourth are separated by just 1.2 seconds now.
Few drivers have been suffering there, haven't they, really, that double right. Like Paul Ilbrink was. Where's he now? He's still behind Johannes Schafranca, so... But he's right behind him now, and in fact, the closest he's ever been, he might be having a go. But
Yeah,
the straight line speed of the Audi managed to just save Schafranca's bacon a bit there, I think.
What's going to help him as Andra puts two wheels into the dirt just in front of those guys. Going into this left-hander then, very easy to get wrong.
You can see visibly the BMW closing through the fast stuff, but then in the straights, the Audi just...
It's the run off the corners, isn't it?
Yeah.
The BMW loves.
The BMW has so much grip round the outside down the hill.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Can he get it stopped? And can he not run into the rough C-spec? Answer to both of those questions, yes. And now he's got a car between himself and Johannes Schafranca. Good work by Paul Ilbrink. That's why he's leading the championship.
Bravo, that was brilliant. Use the grip around the outside, and that corner's cambered as well, so it does work in your favour. And Paul Ilbrink doing a fantastic move there to move himself into 5th place in the German GT3s. That's a gain of 7 positions for him.
Update on Andra, down in 19th place.
Oh no!
What?
Sorry, Fabrice Cornelis, our leader in the German GT3s, is gone. What's happened here? Oh, he's lapping. Oh dear, no, he's lapping our leader. No, he's lapping Leonardo Corsi, I should say. Our championship leader.
Oh,
in the
and he just loses it. Tries to save it, tries to save it. Bang! Into the wall.
No, yeah. And
it's like, I've got it. No, I haven't.
And it blew an engine as well for good measure.
Oh.
Don't think I look like a blown engine.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he'll be coming back out anytime soon.
Same. We said he'd had a good start. Because the commentator strikes again.
Neither will David Barraclough. We've lost him. Dustin Hickman's back in the pits again. I think is that scheduled, that one, or?
Well, I think it might be, yeah. But that's Hickman's
he might have just had
third
enough,
visit.
In fairness.
Yeah, he's been in the pits now for 2.5 minutes. So.
Jonathan Brault, he's in the pits as well in his German GT3. At least that's what it looks like, because there's not a lot left of it.
He's been in there for 5 minutes.
So the lowest of the runners...
Well, Duna's in, our race leader.
Still going is Thomas Gibson. He's 5 laps down, and then it's Antti Leitinen in 25th place.
Andra also into the pits for the 2nd time, and I think he might have actually had a crash because his pit lane time and his pit box time are exactly the same, which can't be a good thing. Oh yeah, he's gone off. Oh dear, he's trying to lap Corti as well. And he collects a bit of Luigi Nespolino for good measure. So
he just loses the car. Yeah.
And I think I might have broken the suspension or something, but yeah.
There'll be one that he'll be keen to forget as the 4th place man. Luigi Nespolino does come into the pits, and he has now left the pits, so did just tag the spinning Daytona prototype. I hope that doesn't affect him too badly, but to be honest, Adam, we've had fairly clean races this season, and it's a bit unusual for it to broken down in such a way that this one has.
Quite unusual, yeah, and I've never really seen this many cars go off apart from the race meeting at Le Mans, which was quite unusual. But yeah, the drivers, you wouldn't be thinking they'd be fighting for a championship. I know it's an official series and not too much money's on the table, but yeah, with 2 race meetings to go, some big names involved in some big collisions here. The likes of David Barraclough, you were saying earlier, he's in the pits. He was 2nd in the championship going into this race meeting. Daniel Buck is going to be loving this as well, because it means he'll be getting some extra points and could get 2nd in the championship. Battle
in the pit lane then between Alessandro Baccalega and Paul Ilbrink. So the Audi and the BMW both in.
And Schafranca too.
A man who's actually emerged from the pit lane, would you believe, is Sam Fitzpatrick, who's in last place. He's 20 laps down, and he's going out for what maybe the first time in the race.
25 minutes behind.
Oh, Schafranca jumped Ilbrink.
Well, Baccalega comes out, yeah, and Schafranca into 2nd place, yeah.
Good pit work there, but we say good pit work, Adam. We've seen people run out of fuel several times this season, so we're not going to hold our breath on that one.
Yeah, let me have a look at the times for you. 12.8 for Schafranca, 13.2 for Paul Ilbrink, and that brilliant move around the outside all counts for naught.
How did he get back in front of them? Because he is he was quite a distance in front of him, unless it was unless Shafranka just nailed the pit lane entry or something, you know.
Must have been, yeah. Well, unless he nailed his pit box as well. As into the pits comes Etienne Danilovic.
We had for a second, we had exactly level time on the split there as well. So Danilovic, so he's been passed by Marco Archidiacono, he's been passed by Jimenez, and by Thiessen.
It should emerge in 4th place, I think. Where's Diego Jimenez? He's just coming into the final corner now.
Oh, so sorry, yeah. Jimenez, yeah.
So Danilovic will be in 4th place in the Daytona prototype. It's a good race for him because all the cars have been dropping out.
Leonardo Corti.
Oh dear.
He's back, so he hasn't hit anything. Didn't go well off the track, but just off to the side.
8 seconds then. What pit stops have we still got to have? We've still got to see the top 2 in the rough C-specs come into the pits. Marcel Fassbender, he's on his way on to lap 23 of the race. Timo Escola in second. Oh no, it's Michael Villa, I should say, who's yet to make a pit stop.
We've got Nespolino versus Bacalega. They're very, very close together again. But once more, as we've seen during this race, the Audi getting a fantastic drive off the corner, and there's nothing that Nespolino can do about it.
It's like, yeah, it's basically, on touring car analogies, it's all about them today. It's like being in the BMWs and the Seat TDIs in front of you, just accelerating away down the straight, and all Nespolino can do is really hang on in the slipstream. And
the old Honda Accord.
Before my time, Andrew. Before my time.
Oh well, it was. Oh god, yeah, you might not have even been born then. Sorry. Sorry, my age now.
Well, there you go. 30 minutes to go
James Thompson used to obliterate people on the straights in that thing. I think it was 1998, to be fair, so I don't expect you to have... Well, how old were you in 1998?
2.
2, yeah, right, yep.
Well, he was as Nilton Carvalho and the guy next to him, which is Banshik, were having a battle, but Carvalho's just had an issue. I was just going to say, in 2008, Thompson was in a Honda Accord there, and monstered the competition at Imola.
Oh, in the World Touring Car Championship.
Yeah, in the World Touring Car Championship. So, yeah, modern day working there for James Thompson. But yeah, how long we got in the race? 30 minutes to go.
Yep.
And Carvalho looks like he's about to... Oh no, this is a battle here between himself and Dion Fialo. This is over 9th and 10th, I should say, in class. And that Mercedes of Carvalho is looking a bit broken at the rear.
So Fialo's not done that badly actually after the... unfortunately, he was the one that caused the pile up at the final corner, which, again, not the best thing to have on your CV from this race, but driven decently apart from that. Quite a quick qualifying time as well. 15th he was, but yeah, had all sorts of issues early on in the race, even before the accident, I think, hadn't he?
He did. Yeah, it wasn't a bad qualifying from him. 1:49, I should say, for Fialo. Has he been able to replicate that in the race? His personal best in the race is a 1:49, so carrying it over well.
We've got an Audi battle going on as well. Vladimir Ozerny and Brzezimek Banshik.
We've had a crash. We've had Paul Ilbrink. Yeah, Paul Ilbrink, as Sam's was saying there. Paul Ilbrink off. Also off is Shafranka, and there's a rough for good measure as well. It's Daniel Buck. Oh no, that's one of the important cars in the rough C-Spec Championship.
Oh, it was they just all sandwiched each other.
And someone's got a whole load of smoke coming out of the back of their car down the back straight. It's Jesus Size.
You have to say that it was a... Don't know, it's hard to tell really if anybody was at fault for that one, but...
It comes up.
Ilbrink was the unfortunate victim, really.
Oh, this is not helping out Boris Schall.
Who was that who got...
Or Paul Ilbrink.
Who was the Mercedes that came flying in afterwards and then hit the wall in avoidance?
I think it might have been Jesus. Yeah, Saez, yeah.
Turns
It's like
in.
you're coughing from all the from the engine smoke that's
Sorry,
coming
yeah.
out the
He
back
sees
of his
it all.
car.
He sees it all kicking off, and he decides, right, stuff this. I'm just gonna hit the brakes and try to, and then braking while turning. Unfortunately, didn't quite work. Blew the engine, and Sainz is now in the pit lane.
Yeah, the days of thunder attempt there. As into the pits comes Marcel Fassbender. He's finally made his pit stop in the rough sea specs. Is Michael Villa going to join him in the pits this time? Where is he? He's on his way down the back straight.
Coming down the main straight, yeah.
Yeah,
So
it shows you how far ahead Fassbender is.
Timo Scola's quite... Yeah, sorry.
Yes. Good minds think alike.
Yes.
Is Villa going to come in? Yes, he is.
And actually, Scola qualified 0.6 of a second quicker than Michael Villa, so wondering if he's going to be able to force something here in the late going. It is a late pit stop, this.
Yeah, 10 minutes to go. Well, they've all had brilliant races, these rough sea specs drivers. They're all up 16, 18 and 13 positions respectively, our top three, of course. Saying that, most of them are due to the fact that there's so many retirements. A huge amount of retirements. Never seen that many for a IMSA Sportscar Series race. Nilson Carvalho's come into the pits for the second time, so problems for him again, or maybe not enough fuel.
It could well be.
Dennis Duna's now got an 9 second lead over Marco Archdiacono. Third is Nick Thiessen. He's got a 2 second lead over Delilovic. And then it's Diogo Jimenez in fifth. Silva 3 seconds ahead of Bakalega. And then 1.2 back to Nespolino. Then a 14 second gap back to Shafranka after all that shenanigans down at the beginning of the lap. And then 8 seconds to Boris Schalk. And then Paul Ilbrink 2 seconds behind. In the roughs, yeah, Fassbender 13 second lead over Escola. And then 4 seconds back to Corti, and then 13 seconds back to Buck, and then 5 seconds back to Villa, who's just come out of the pits now. So the race starting to settle down as we enter the closing stages.
It's been a very good German GT3 battle out there, though, definitely. Between the three that are currently 1, 2 and 3, Ricardo Silva, Alessandro Baccalega and Luigi Nespolino. 2 Audis and a BMW. Really, apart from... I would say Boris Schalk, actually. Is he the only one really, apart from them, that hasn't really been involved in anything?
Yeah, unfortunately we don't have access to all the incidents, but Boris Schalk, yeah, his Mercedes definitely looking a lot better than some of the other cars we've seen in this field today.
Yep. We've lost well over half the field with retirements, I think. So
and what makes
just go through the list of retirements at the minute. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, what makes it difficult for us to read is that some of these people are hugely laps, a whole load of laps down, but are still in the race. So with 7 minutes to go, let me know if anything goes on the track. We've got Jean-Francois Arsen all out of the race, along with Georges Gruber. Sam Fitzpatrick's still on his way. Christoph Kearns in the pits, Marcel Heyman, David Barraclough, Dustin Hickman, Jonathan Brault, and then you've got Fabrice Cornelis, Ante Leitinen, Syandra, Jorge Blascavals, Jesus Saez, Daniel Buck is in the pits as well, for the second time, and Nilson Carvalho, the latest car to come into the pits. So we've got officially 18 cars running, but those that have made pit stops and have come back out, so that makes it 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 cars on the track at the moment.
Yeah, it looks like the book might have stopped there. Very
good, very good. I'll try and get one back in the closing 6 minutes.
But Marco Archdiacono then is having quite a good race, really. He's just stayed out of trouble, hasn't he? Qualified 6th, not the best one for him, but done a very, very good job of just maintaining his speed, not getting involved in anything.
He goes 3 wide down the straight.
He goes 3 wide.
Okay.
DeFranca and Escola.
All 3 classes in the same shot.
That's your promotional footage, everybody.
There you go.
So yeah, how many retirements were there then, roughly?
Well,
most of them, wasn't it?
37 started, and we've got about 23 on track. So about 13 or 14 cars out of the race.
Yeah, that's about right. Oh, problem for Thomas Gibson. No bonnet on the Audi R8.
Well,
Coming down
yeah.
the hill. Oh, he just loses the rear. Smash into the side. Oh, and Nespolino had kittens there.
Oof, dear me. Based on instinct, I think. I know the spotter probably would have said go right, but yeah, Thomas Gibson. It is very frustrating losing the car there out of that corner as well, and a heavy impact. One of the traits of this this Canadian Tire Motorsports Park circuit is that it's surrounded by grass and concrete walls.
Yeah, because he didn't. Nespolino did pretty well because he had to take ever so slightly to the grass, and he could have easily lost the car. Managed to stay on his way, and he's set for a podium finish at this rate. Podium's never a bad thing at this point in the season.
You're not useful points on offer. I'll quickly see where our championship contenders are in the various classes. Marco Archdiacono, then our championship leader, is in second place. Dennis Duna's in third. Could actually leapfrog Dustin Hickman if the championship points work his way. So that could be Duna up into second place going into the final race meeting of the season next week. Then Perron in fourth and Michaela Ritchie in fifth. German GT3s, Paul Ilbrink, our championship leader there, he's currently in sixth place in the German GT3s. And Zach Thomas not racing with us today. And then neither is Alex Saunders in third. Nespolino is though. He's in fourth in the championship. He's currently third in the German GT3s. And then Johannes Schafranke in fifth in the championship. He's in fourth in the race today. And finally in the Rough Sea Specs, Corsi, championship leader there, he is third in the class today, and then Barraclough out, and the same for Daniel Buck as well, so some useful points for those guys, and the same for Fassbender, fourth in the championship, leading the rough race today.
Yeah, Rough Sea Specs split apart quite a lot, hasn't it, in the last 10 minutes or so.
We've got a battle between Paul Ilbrink and Michael Borden. Oh no, sorry, overreaction. It's Borden unlapping himself.
Borden down in 23rd place, 12 laps behind in the Mercedes. And yeah, managing to get past Ilbrink. Probably just wanting to finish the race now. 2 laps down. 1 lap off the main lead by Ricardo Silva.
Few seconds with the gap between Silva and Bakalega, so we can't rule out a late charge by the Audi.
No, some traffic gets in play here.
Yeah, the Iberian Ricardo Silva and the Italian in Bakalega. 2 Italians on the podium at the moment, with Nespolino in third. And Silva's just got the leader, the overall leader now coming up to lap him.
Bakalega's lost it!
Oh yeah. Oh no!
And he's been hit by Dustin Hickman.
Oh, just to cap it all off. There you go. On a 3-point turn it. Not the best turning circle in the world, and there you go.
And that's... Oh, has he managed to... He's managing to maintain third, though. So the rare occasion, Adam, where you can have a spin, lose about 20 or 30 seconds, and still stay in front of P4.
Well, there you go. They always say make a mistake early on and then you can try and redeem it, but there's a good example of making a mistake late on and then you don't lose anything.
That's it.
Johannes Schafranke now 4 seconds away as he now laps Marcel Fassbender, our Rough Sea Specs leader. So yeah,
it's relieved the pressure on Nespolino though, that hasn't it? As he can now look forward, but we don't have a great deal of time left, obviously, for him to do anything about Ricardo Silva.
No, we don't. We've got 1 minute and 45 seconds left on the clock. And Silva, yeah, 6 seconds, and then, yeah, that 11-second gap between Nespolino and Bakalega.
And you've now got the situation where you've got a few cars who are multiple laps down, who've maybe had repairs and whatever, with much newer tyres and in a much better condition. There's a lot of the cars who are fighting out for the podium positions, so you guys need to watch out a little bit. Vladimir Ozerny versus Dion Fialo.
Yeah.
A couple of minutes left.
They'll be coming around to start their final lap, I think, in the German GT3s. But yeah, Vladimir Olzieni from Central Eastern Europe and Dion Fialo from Georgia.
See where the American can do anything then.
Grand Tour, the American.
Yeah.
See what happens then.
Probably thinks these Audis are communist.
There you go.
Round the last corner. And he's right behind him now, though. Azerni, he was fast into the corner, not so fast out of it. It's a good chance for Dion Fialo.
Yeah, how much speed he can carry through here.
Oh, Zakar off in front. Branchik. So this is about a three-way scrap now. Branchik might have cooked his tyres as well.
Looks like
are they Canadian tyres? We don't know.
Oh yeah, I think continental tyres. I don't know. Well, yeah, but I believe it will be the. Oh no! Well, the inside so close to contact there.
Oh,
and he's going to ruin his exit.
He's lost it. He's nearly lost it as Azerni. Here comes Fialo. Side by side down the back straight.
Great for 9th.
Dennis Dooner's on the back straight as well. Is that going to be the last lap for him? I don't know.
Yeah, it's going to be the final lap for him, but also a lap for these guys.
The inside. This is where this section where he's already been in the wars. Fialo. Got a good exit. He's got a good exit on Azerni.
Duna's coming through the final corner now, going to take the checkered flag, and that is going to be race win number 9 of the season for him. Good job from him, and Arch Diacono will come through and take 2nd place.
And here comes Ricardo Silva. He's coming around the final corner for Audi. And he's going to win the German GT3 category. And then we're just waiting on Marcel Fassbender, who's on the back straight now. Had a flawless run. Didn't start on pole position, but he has finished at the front, and of course that is all that matters.
Things have split. Go on, yeah.
I was just going to say, through the last couple of corners, oh, he nearly loses it. I don't know if he's just having a bit of fun there, but I think he is.
Oh, there you go.
It's the winner's dance. Marcel Fassbender wins at Mosport.
Things have split up just a little bit here in that battle between Banchik, Olzieni and Fialo. Looks like those positions are going to stay the same going into the final corner.
Yeah, Banchik did his best to throw that away on the last 2 laps, but comes across. He'll take it. And then Olzieni, then Fialo. Not many drivers have finished this race, so I don't know, we started with 37. Be lucky if we finished with 20. We're just over 20 still running. Talk about laps and classified drivers, though, you'd find very few.
Yeah, it's going to be hard for us to pick out who is still running on the track and who retires. But yeah, this Mosport circuit, again, putting on another brilliant race in the IMSA series. Mine takes me back to a crazy NASCAR truck series finish.
Yes.
Didn't the winner cross the line on the grass? Yeah.
Pushed him, or he tried to bin him off on the grass like an idiot. Yeah.
Yeah.
That wasn't the best piece of sportsmanship I've ever seen in my life, but it was entertaining. Was that when the guy went and tried to rugby tackle him?
Yeah, that was afterwards. Yes.
Oh dear. Yeah, it was a fantastic finish. Don't get me wrong, but really bad, really bad driving. Let's take you through the finishing order then of the IMSA Sportscar Series here at Mosport. Dennis Dooner.
Okay, yeah, you want to take it away?
I thought I'd give you a break for this one. You've got the Mazda to deal with later on. Dennis Dooner takes the win by 11.6 seconds over Marco Arcidiacono, with Nick Titson in 3rd, Etienne Delilovic in 4th, and Diego Jimenez Homilla in 5th. Ricardo Silva was the winner of the German GT3 category ahead of Luigi Nespolino and Alessandro Baccalega, with Johannes Schafranker in 4th, Boris Schalk in 5th, Paul Lilbrink 6th. Pressure Banchik in 7th. Vladimir Ozerni in 8th, and Dion Fialo in 9th. Then you had Marcel Fassbender taking the win for the Rust E-Spec ahead of Timo Scola, Leonardo Corti and Michael Villa. Thomas Gibson was 8 laps down in 19th place. Nilton Carvalho 12 laps down. Carlos Villegas 12 laps down. Michael Baldwin the same. 13 laps down was Daniel Buck and Kirill Evgenievich. Jesus Sayers 14 laps down with Antti Leitinen. 15 laps down. Dustin Hickman 17 laps down. Jorge Blasco Valls was the culprit of that awful rejoin, I have to say. 18 laps down. Fabrice Cornelis led most of the race. Ended up retiring. 18 laps down for him. Sayandra the same. He was in second place for a lot of the first stint. Sam Fitzpatrick 21 laps down in 31st place. Jonathan Brolt in 32nd. 33rd Marcel Heyman. 34th David Barraclough. 35th Christoph Kern. George Gruber. And then Jean-Francois Arsenault.
There we go. Thanks for that. And yeah, tonight on Apex Racing TV, we have got the final race meeting of the SR Mazda MX-5 Cup. It's at Le Mans. 3 races for that. Who's going to be the champion? It's probably going to be between Ash Beard and Stalin Chepelevsky, so you don't want to miss that, and be a good window of opportunity for the BSRTC Winter Series drivers to see what they're going to be tackling when the series heads there on Thursday night. So make sure you can join us for the Mazda MX-5s at 8 PM tonight. My thanks to Andrew Woodhouse for being alongside me here today.
No worries, mate.
Going to be available for the Mazdas later on, possibly, or
it's work in progress, that one.
Okay, we'll wait and see. I'll be happy for you to join me. But yeah, thanks for joining me for here today, and thanks to Sam Kumar on the cameras. Apologies for the technical issues at the beginning, which made us unfortunately meant we missed the start. We'll try and get possibly a quick highlight reel of what you missed at the beginning in the next few hours. But yeah, make sure you can join us Mazda MX-5s later today. So from all of us here at the Canadian Tire Motorsports Park and here at Apex Racing TV, good afternoon to you all.